When you want to go in and actually give your students an assignment, you're going to click that plus button in the top right, click assignment, and you'll have this box pop up. So you're going to select a class or classes that you want to give that assignment to, give it a name. We want to try to align our assignments with learning targets or essential standards to communicate with students and parents what that activity or that task is actually tied to regarding your essential standards. So maybe I'm going to call this learning target 1, and maybe it's exponents. Or maybe it's essential standard 1 exponents, whatever you want to do in your gradebook. The assignment name is really meant to kind of clearly articulate what that task or activity is and how it's related to an essential standard or target. Here you want to choose what category. So remember, summative and supporting are the district categories that actually calculate into a student's final grade, and you have the option to create additional unweighted categories to use as evidence of learning, but it's not going to calculate into the grade. So it's up to you to decide what assignments go into the summative category and which ones go into the supporting. Talk with your collaborative team and your school leadership to decide how you're going to use those categories. Some teachers use both categories, and some teachers select one and weight everything the same. And that's a local school and a collaborative team decision. So I'm just going to select a category. I'm going to choose a due date. And then you have the option to decide how you want that score to calculate. So do you want it to be out of a certain amount of points? Maybe I want it to be out of 20 points. Or maybe I want it to just be a very simple calculation out of percents, and I'm going to do it out of 100. You have the option to weight that. So maybe you want this assignment to count for double. You might click weight and maybe weight that times 2. And then you have the option to select this checkbox here, which calculates it into the final grade. So if you uncheck this box, it kind of works the same as if you created your own unweighted category. It'll let you collect the assignment and score it, but it's not going to count in the student's grade. So keep that checked if you want it to count toward their grade. And then the description gives you an area that you can give more information on the assignment to students and parents. So you might put your proficiency scale here, or maybe you'll write out what Learning Target 1 actually is. Maybe it's I can simplify exponents. Whatever it is, you can put more information here to communicate with your parents and students. Click Save. And now you can see that it says it was created successfully. I can go ahead and click Score Assignment, which will take me directly to that assignment. So here's my grade book. Or you have the option to go to Grading and then your assignment list, and you can see that it populates here. From the assignment list screen, I can see that 0 of 4 have been scored, what my due date is, and what my score type is. You can always go in here to the edit screen to change those settings. So I'm going to click in, and grading it is as simple as clicking into the cell, and here you can either use your keyboard to type, or you can click into the cell and you can actually type over here. So you have 2 options. You also have the option to maybe fill. If you know that all of your students got a certain score, you could click Fill. And you can see that it populates for everybody. Then you could go in and edit, if you want to change a couple students' grades, you could do that. Over here you also have some options to put some tags or flags on the assignment for students. So maybe for this student is missing, they haven't turned it in yet, so maybe it's blank. You also have the option to just say that it was collected. So if I delete this score out, I can just put collected. It'll just put a check mark there so it won't give a grade. Late, incomplete, exempt, or absent. So you have the option to kind of communicate with students and parents on their assignments. We also have the option to come in here and add in comment. So you might say something like, student had 2 attempts, or maybe you'll say their initial score was a 57 and then they resubmitted and now they have an 87 or something like that. You can use the comment feature to talk to students and parents about their actual grades. And you can see when I put a comment in here, it's going to give you this little blue flag so that you know there's a comment there, and then students and parents can see it on their end as well. When you're done scoring, click Save. You can see you got that green bar across the top, and your scores are now in there.